Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name is Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. President Donald Trump says his new auto tariffs will bring manufacturing back to the U.S. Many economists say the downside could be a triple blow to American consumers. The new tariffs would add 25% to the cost of importing a car starting next week. Experts say duties on parts would make domestic models more expensive. And as Amy Kiley reports, the third blow could be in the form of retaliatory measures from other countries.
Nothing is off the table to defend our workers and our country.
Some U.S. trade partners say they plan to retaliate if President Donald Trump follows through with new auto tariffs. 25% duties on vehicles assembled outside the U.S. are set to start April 3rd. Tariffs on imported parts are scheduled to begin by May 3rd. Right now, the North American auto industry is effectively a collaboration between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. If that changes, Canada's Prime Minister says his country will respond forcefully.
We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada.
He also says Canada is looking for new trade partners.
It's going to disadvantage our car industry, and it could eventually cause even more pain in terms of job loss in the long run.
The Mexican president says she'll wait until next week to respond. Germany's economy minister says, quote, "We will not back down." And Japan's prime minister says all options are on the table regarding the tariffs.
It's a lose-lose, and that's also frustrating.
Most economists say Trump's tariffs themselves will raise U.S. car prices. His administration downplays that.
The 25% tariff is going to be absorbed in a lot of different ways, and we're going to race to get more production here. And on net, consumers are going to be better off.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
For the first time since suspending routine weather balloon launches, a manager from the National Weather Service spoke about the decision and its impact during a news conference by Governor Jim Pillen for Severe Weather Awareness Week on Thursday. The meteorologist in charge at the NWS office in Valley said they suspended balloon launches because of a critical staffing shortage and hiring freeze. She emphasized the office is operating with nearly half the meteorologists they normally have, making it impossible to maintain the launches while focusing on severe weather detection.
The information that comes from those balloons is critical for the forecast models we use for prediction, but it takes about 2.5 hours between the time you prepare the balloon and package for launch and launching and watching it as it climbs up to 100,000 feet in the atmosphere. So that time can be taken away for us analyzing radar and satellite data for the detection of severe local storms.
The balloons launched twice a day, providing atmospheric data, but Fortin said stopping the launches allows her team to focus on real-time data analysis, which she says is essential for issuing life-saving warnings.
When the next severe weather event happens, don't get caught in the dark. Power your kitchen, HVAC, and communication systems with a Jackery solar-capable generator. Just click on our YouTube affiliate shopping tab and you're on your way. And Husker fans, the Explorer series is perfect for tailgating.
Well, some good news for residents in southeast Nebraska who've been anxious to see improvements to a rough stretch of road between Jefferson and Gage counties. A tentative time frame for the road repairs has been set after statewide officials dropped in to see the road firsthand this week. Tim Hackett has more.
Jefferson County personnel welcomed officials and scientists from Olson and the Nebraska Department of Transportation to Diller on Wednesday, bringing together many critical pieces of the puzzle that are responsible for approving plans to repair parts of southeast Nebraska's PWF road.
My emphasis is to make it happen as quickly as we can, so we can get out the bids and get the road built. And I'm confident that everybody is sharing that same focus, so we can get the road as quickly as we can.
After meeting inside at the start of the morning, the crew of 8 officials headed outside to see the site itself, assessing the condition of the road as well as the condition of the environment around it. Coming to Diller from Lincoln and Omaha were a crew of environmental scientists from NDOT and Olson, who are responsible for assessing potential threats to wildlife, native ecosystems, and the animals and people who live near the project area. That procedure is part of the reason it's taken a while for any actual construction to begin, but it's a critical step of the process with both environmental and legal ramifications.
So the goal is to, on a broad scale, minimize impacts on wetlands, and if we do impact them, to compensate by creating wetlands somewhere else. We map where the channels are and where the wetlands are so we can overlay the construction plans on top of them and figure out where the impacts are going to be and figure out if we need to worry about things like mitigating.
County engineer Tim Farmer estimated the entire project will cost close to $13 million, with $9 million already accounted for thanks to either state or federal funding. The remaining cost would be covered by a Jefferson County bond that would roll payment out over the next couple of decades, long after the actual paving process is finally completed. The bridge you see behind me near the Jefferson and Gage County lines is a centerpiece of the PWF project. Thanks to funding received through NDOT, the plan is to begin construction on the bridge soon, prior to construction on the road itself. That is scheduled for a start date in spring 2027. In Diller, Tim Hackett, News Channel, Nebraska.
Nebraska is part of an 8-figure settlement over inflated generic drug prices. Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilger has issued a statement this week encouraging people to see if they qualify for compensation in the settlement with drug maker Apotex. The multi-state coalition announced the settlement in the fall, resolving allegations that Apotex conspired to manipulate prices and reduce competition in the generic drug market. A list of the generic prescription drugs can be found at a link on the Attorney General's website. State officials say they want more police officers and deputies on the streets, and a new website is designed to help with recruitment. SecureTheGoodLife.Nebraska.gov was unveiled in a news conference Thursday. The website shares real stories told by county attorneys, police chiefs, and sheriffs serving in greater Nebraska. The idea to try and draw more law enforcement and prosecutors to rural parts of the state. State Attorney General Mike Hilger said the idea stemmed from visits with officials in Nebraska counties, where many agencies expressed challenges in recruiting across the state. A central Nebraska school district rallying around the memory of one of their students who passed away recently, and they're raising funds in an effort to help the family during these challenging times. Peter Rice has more.
The Gibbon community is coming together to support Braxton Schaff, who recently passed away after battling leukemia. Braxton's story of strength and determination has inspired students, teachers, and residents alike. Despite his health challenges, Braxton remained committed to school activities, often showing up at football games and continuing to set new goals for himself.
He wanted to be at school. He didn't want to be at home. Of course, he didn't want to be in the hospital, but he could be feeling just super yucky, and he wanted to be here. Hey, you want to take a break? No, he wanted to keep going. He was definitely determined. He wanted to get his learner's permit, and he was going to do it. No matter what, he was going to get that done. He was just an amazing young man.
The Gibbon Public School District is organizing several fundraising opportunities in order to help with medical and funeral costs for the family. This includes a Coins for Braxton campaign, where students can bring in spare change to contribute towards the cause. And teachers will have an upcoming Jeans Week for staff to donate $5 a day in order to dress down.
Everybody just saw him as a strong young man. And the fighting came through when he wanted to be at school, and everybody could see that he was not feeling well. But at the same time, he just wanted to be here. He wanted to be at the football game when they needed to be leaving to Omaha. He wanted to be here. And so did everything that we could to make sure that he felt safe and that he could take the breaks that he needed, and just showed the kids that he had a lot of strength and that you can overcome.
And for those wanting to contribute, donations can be made to a special account at Exchange Bank in Gibbon. You can also donate via Venmo or directly through the school. Additionally, a GoFundMe page has been set up to support the family during this difficult time. And Braxton's memory of resilience will forever live on in Gibbon and the surrounding communities.
And less than a year after construction began, a new grocery store in southeast Nebraska officially cut its ribbon on a much larger building, now the home of the only grocery store in town. Tim Hackett introduces us to the family helping expand this small business into new territory.
This lot on US Highway 6 used to host a car dealership, but after Wednesday's ribbon-cutting ceremony with Seward County, it's now officially home to a place that has been built from the ground up to be the new site of Milford's Main Street Market.
We got some money because it was a part of town that people wanted to improve, and that takes some time and takes some effort. God put us in the position. He knew we were a higher energy family, and he knew we were probably the right ones to do this, and we've just been so well supported. I can't think, there's been some scary moments, but I can't think of any really negative moments.
Craig and Karen Bontrager first bought the original Main Street Market location in November 2021, but actually owning the store in the first place was the brainchild of their youngest child, Celia, who says her dream to one day own and run a small store of her own was inspired by her love of the small shops in her mom's home in Pennsylvania.
And it was always my dream to own a place like that out there. But then during COVID, I was in high school and I got a job at the Main Street Market with the old owners, and I just fell in love with it. And so as soon as they were selling, I said, we have to buy that. So it's just amazing how plans work out, and the fact that I get to work every day with my dad is pretty amazing. And so, I'm very lucky.
Main Street Market has an active deli and produce procured from local farmers. They sell jarred goods, baked goods, frozen goods, and food in bulk. Craig describes his store as the Milford Town Center, a place not just for people to go to because they need supplies, but a place they want to be a part of.
People are comfortable here, and they look forward to coming here, and they look forward. I want that to evolve into enjoying coming to Milford, and enjoy going to the Dragonfly and the Anna Patricia and the Pizza Kitchen and the other businesses in town. We want to help promote each other. That's what we want. We want people to feel good about their experience.
Up next, they plan to improve the parking options in front of the store, expand the sandwich selection to include paninis, host cooking classes, install a drive-through window around the side of the store, and construct a central community space to host local concerts and other events. In Milford, Tim Hackett, News Channel Nebraska.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com, click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.